Hello everyone, good morning. This is our first meeting, okay? And today we will be talking about skimming and scanning. These are the first two lessons or two skills that you have to master as a student. Baik, saya akan menggunakan bahasa Indonesia dan Inggris bergantian kalau memang perlu, because I think it will be necessary for me to deliver my message clearly. Baik, yang untuk kita bicarakan hari ini adalah skimming dan scanning. Skimming dan scanning ini dua skill dasar dalam membaca yang perlu kita gunakan sebagai mahasiswa. Why? It will be the subject of our discussion today. Nah, untuk lebih lanjut saya akan tunjukkan di sini beberapa slide yang saya harap bisa memberi gambaran tentang apa itu skimming and scanning. Basically, in this slide, I will be showing you what they are, what are skimming and scanning, and then why they are beneficial to you, and how to do that. I will also give you one example to apply that. And later, you will have to apply it on your own. Okay. Now, skimming and scanning, these are very important, but what are they? They are part of this skill called speed reading. Speed reading means the type of reading activity to mine or to get atau menggali informasi from a text faster than we normally read. Okay, that's what speed reading is. And there are many types of speed reading, but for this course, I will be talking mostly about skimming and scanning. And why are they beneficial to us students? Well, you will get a lot of information very quickly with speed reading. Second thing is you will get to read a lot of articles or a lot of text, a lot of reading materials in a short period of time, of course. And the third one is it is effective when you have limited time. For example, you will have to write an essay for next week and you only have 1 week, but you don't have any information. So what you will do is find information from all over the internet very quickly and get a lot. And you will do that by doing speed reading. All right, let us continue then. And when do you apply speed reading? When do you need to use speed reading? You will use it if you want to find sources for articles or for projects. Kalau kalian misalnya di DKV ingin membuat sebuah desain, tapi tidak tahu benar perusahaan yang desainnya Anda buatkan ini seperti apa, jadi Anda harus membaca banyak artikel tentang perusahaan tersebut kan. Ingin mengetahui visinya, misinya, dan cita-cita mereka secara umum. Nah, dari situlah akan dapat informasi untuk desain. Tapi kalau waktunya mepet, kita tidak mungkin kan melakukan itu. Nah, speed reading ini gunanya untuk itu. And the second one is if you want to keep up with news, because you know things happen very quickly these days, and there are a lot of news in the internet, and you cannot read every single one of them. Nah, kalau sudah begitu, baru kalian membaca dengan cepat. And the third one is, since you are creative people, and creative means you come up with a new thing to solve a problem, atau menghasilkan sesuatu yang baru yang berbeda dengan yang ada di luar sana. Nah, untuk itu kan kita harus perlu mengikuti berita dan mengikuti perkembangan di bidang desain, di bidang seni, dan lain sebagainya. Nah, itu bisa kita lakukan dengan speed reading juga. Itu salah satu aplikasi dari speed reading. Nah, for today, we will be talking about two types only, and they are skimming and scanning. Skimming here on your right, on your left. Skimming is reading fast to gain the main idea or the general idea of a text. Jadi yang didapatkan ini hanya secara umum saja. Argumen utamanya apa atau pendukungnya apa, itu saja, bukan detailnya. But scanning is another one. And when you do scanning, you will find for particular bits of information. Jadi di sini yang didapatkan adalah hal-hal yang spesifik sekali. Terus apa bedanya? Nah, bedanya adalah pada bagaimana kita bisa melakukannya. And later on I will discuss further from there. Tapi intinya adalah skimming untuk mendapatkan gambaran besar, scanning is to get particular, gambaran kecil atau detail-detailnya. Alright, let us go further. Now, how do you skim? We do skimming by reading not the entire text, only certain parts of the text. Not all, because if you read all, it will take too long and it will not be speed reading. It will be slow reading or normal speed reading. Tapi ini kita baca bagian-bagian tertentu saja. Nah, bagian-bagian tertentu itulah yang nantinya akan memberikan kita gambaran umum tentang apa teks itu sebenarnya. And what are those parts? The first one is, of course, the title. You will need to read the title to get a general idea what this text is actually about. The second one, you will need to read the entire first paragraph. Jadi semuanya, semua kata yang ada di paragraf pertama itu harus kita baca. Kenapa? Nah, alasannya adalah karena biasanya dalam tulisan yang baik itu, paragraf pertama itu berisi thesis statement atau main argument atau main idea. Biasanya memang di situ kita akan temukan gagasan utamanya itu apa sebenarnya. Sometimes in the first sentence, sometimes in the last sentence, or sometimes in the middle. Atau mungkin bahkan tidak benar-benar dalam satu kalimat, tapi biasanya di bagian awal atau paling tidak paragraf pertama. That's the first one. And the second one is try to read every first sentence in the next paragraphs. Kenapa cuman kalimat pertama saja di paragraf selanjutnya? It's because usually good writings have topic sentence in the first sentence of the paragraph. Jadi itu biasanya gagasan utamanya paragraf itu ada di kalimat pertamanya itu. And you will, by reading the first sentences, you will somewhat get an idea of what the paragraph is going to be about. And the next important thing is for you to read the headings. Headings in Indonesian we call it subjudul atau heading ya. In each article, usually some articles have headings. Misalnya artikel tentang anime, perkembangan anime di Jepang. Heading pertama sejarahnya. Heading kedua karya-karya pentingnya. Heading ketiga penulis-penulis utama gitu. Jadi heading ini yang harus kita baca. Alright. Next one is unusual elements. What are unusual elements? What I mean by unusual elements here are words or sentences or even phrases that are formatted differently, such as italicized or bold typed, or you will find numbers there. Jadi yang tidak biasa itu, yang digarisbawahi, cetak miring, itu perhatikan. Karena mungkin itu akan penting untuk memberikan gambaran besar tentang tulisan ini sebenarnya apa. So that's how you do skimming. Okay? We will review again later. And now, now we are talking about scanning. How do we scan? First of all, before you scan, the first thing is for you to know what you need to find. Ya, jadi harus diketahui dulu apa yang akan kita cari. For example, in the article about anime, for example, you will get a question by somebody, say, what is the impact of Naruto in anime? Jadi yang kita cari adalah Naruto. That's what you need to find. Itu yang pertama kali harus kita punyai sebelum melakukan, ketika melakukan scanning. Harus mengetahui apa yang akan kita cari. And the second one, after you know what to find, you will read the entire text very quickly. Jadi membacanya itu sangat cepat dengan hanya memandang saja garis dari ujung ke ujung, ujung ke ujung, ujung ke ujung, sampai ketemu kata Naruto. There you are. Jadi memang scanning seperti alat scanner itu yang berjalan seret turun sampai menemukan yang kita cari. Kalau tadi misalnya Naruto yang kita cari, ketika ketemu Naruto baru kita berhenti. Now comes the third step, which is read that particular paragraph. Kalau sudah ketemu kata tadi, silahkan dibaca seluruh paragrafnya atau kalimat sebelumnya, kalimat setelahnya, yang sekiranya bisa memberikan jawaban atas pertanyaan tadi. Pertanyaannya tadi kan, apa pengaruh Naruto dalam perkembangan anime Jepang? Nah, itu yang harus kita baca untuk menemukan jawabannya. So, that's what scanning is. You need to find what you need to find, and then you need to know what you need to find, and then you need to read or scan the entire text until you get to what you are looking for. Now, I will show you how to do that with this one article. This is one small article from a book, and I will share this with you separately as an image later. Now, this article is, you can see the image there, and there is no title. Now, general idea, maybe you will think that it is about Egyptian or ancient Egyptian culture. Tapi kita belum tahu saat ini. Now, if you want to get the general idea what this article is about, what you will need to do is, seperti tadi, which one do you need to do? Skimming or scanning? If you want to get the general idea. Yes, you're right. You will need to do skimming. And how do you do that? Tadi saya bilang bahwa skimming pertama kali kita hanya membaca bagian-bagian tertentu saja. Bagian pertama yang kita cari adalah title. Tapi sayangnya di sini tidak ada title-nya. Oke, kita lanjutkan ke bagian kedua, yaitu membaca seluruh paragraf pertama. It is difficult to compare the dreams of modern people with those of the ancients. For the ancients neither recorded the dreams of common people nor considered them important. And so on and so forth. Dari sini saja kita akan ketahuan bahwa pertama kali ada kata compare, ada kata dream, atau ada kata modern and ancient. Jadi kira-kira di sini kita akan berbicara tentang membandingkan mimpi orang zaman dulu dan orang zaman sekarang. Itu yang kita temukan di sini. Kita baca selanjutnya, ada beberapa penjelasan lebih lanjut, tapi pada intinya adalah tentang mimpinya orang zaman dulu dan orang zaman sekarang. Tapi belum berhenti di situ. The third thing you need to find is to read the first sentence of each paragraph. Jadi kita baca di sini. Pharaoh Thutmose the Fourth, for example, had a stone tablet put up in front of the great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt to commemorate a dream that he had before becoming a pharaoh. Ini menceritakan tentang Pharaoh Thutmose keempat yang punya tablet batu untuk mencatat mimpi-mimpinya. Next, in the next paragraph, you will have a modern interpretation might conclude either that the dream was coincidental or that the pharaoh remembered his dream when history showed it to be true. Ini berbicara tentang interpretasi orang zaman sekarang tentang pharaoh tadi. Mungkin kebetulan saja mimpinya menjadi kenyataan. Atau mungkin dia mencatat mimpinya ketika itu jadi nyata. Itu interpretasi orang modern. Terus selanjutnya di paragraf terakhir, additional examples of such belief lie in numerous plagues found in ancient Greek temples, especially the temples of Asclepius. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read that. Jadi di sini diceritakan tentang contoh lain tentang banyaknya plagues found in ancient Greek temples. Ini contoh lain tentang bagaimana orang zaman dahulu merekam mimpi-mimpi mereka. Nah, dari sini gambaran apa yang kita dapatkan? Secara umum, kita akan mendapat gambaran bahwa ini adalah perbandingan mimpi orang zaman dulu dan orang zaman sekarang. Terus di paragraf kedua adalah contoh dari Farao, tentang dia yang merekam mimpi-mimpinya atau mencatat mimpi-mimpinya. Yang di paragraf ketiga ada modern interpretation. Jadi ini perbandingannya kan, dari ancient sekarang modern. And finally, there is an additional examples. Ada contoh-contoh lain yang menjelaskan. Now, from here, we get an idea that this article is about, well, comparison between the dream of the past and dream of the present. And in the article, there are examples for that comparison. Itu kalau kita melakukan skimming. Now, what about scanning? Oke. Kalau kita bicara tentang scanning, biasanya diawali dulu dengan pertanyaan. Misalnya, bagaimana Pharaoh Thutmose keempat memperlakukan mimpi-mimpinya? After we get that question, we will try to scan the article. We will read quickly from the first one all the way until you get, oh, Pharaoh Thutmose IV, for example. Ini langsung yang kita baca adalah bagian ini. Pharaoh Thutmose IV, for example, had a stone tablet put up in front of Giza, blah blah blah, and so on. Nah, dari situ kita akan mendapatkan penjelasan bahwa, oh, Pharaoh Thutmose keempat ini yang dia lakukan dengan mimpinya adalah mencatatnya. So that's what you get from scanning. Okay, that's one. Now, the thing is that we cannot separate skimming from scanning. When we find an article and we want to get information from there, memang pertama-tama kita harus skimming dulu. We need to skim what this is generally about. However, usually we also need to find details. And to find details, we will do scanning. That's what we do with articles. We sometimes combine skimming and scanning. Okay, if you have any questions later, come to me or ask me here on MS Teams. Otherwise, let's continue here. So again, let me emphasize here. What do you get from skimming? From skimming, we get general ideas and supporting ideas. Supporting ideas can be examples, okay? And from scanning, you will get explanation of something or a question, an answer to a question. So these are how these two techniques will give you something beneficial. Now let me review what we have done, okay? First of all, speed reading is important for your professional and personal development, of course. And the two techniques of speed reading that we have learned so far are skimming and scanning. Skimming helps you find the general ideas, while scanning gives you particular ideas. And in skimming, you need to read selectively. Tidak semua harus dibaca. While in scanning, you will need to read all, tapi sangat cepat, sampai seolah-olah tidak membacanya. So that's what we have been doing now. And that's what we need to learn here for the first part of our semester, skimming and scanning. I hope, starting from now on, you will be able to practice this and eventually use it for our assignments in the future. Untuk 2 minggu pertama ini, kita akan banyak latihan dengan skimming dan scanning, yang artinya kita akan banyak membaca dan mencoba mendapatkan gambaran umum tentang artikel-artikel yang kita baca itu. Well, I guess that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope this will be useful for you in the long run.